Common myths, errors that all of us typically commit while fundraising. Number one, my all-time favorite. Hey, isn't it obvious how great a cause is mine? And what else do you need? I am running this organization which helps in the development of mentally challenged children. I am running an orphanage. I am doing things for underprivileged children. I am doing community development in Dongri, Dombivli, wherever. Isn't that good enough? It's such a fantastic thing that I'm doing. How can you not give to me? Yes or no? How many of us suffer from this disease? So when the donor says, what's your answer? Well, actually, you know what? In the last 1 week, I've had 14 NGOs come and meet me. And I'm completely confused. Because each one is doing a damn good job in a different segment. I don't know who to work with. So nice of you to have come and explained and things like this. Well, let me tell you, you're 15th in the list. So when I make up my mind, I'll come back to you. Thank you so much. Don't bother to call me, I'll call you. This is the first sign of saying, don't expect to hear from me. Yes? What else? Big talk. Very good. You know, our dream is to impact 50 lakh people across the country through these many community centers and so on and so forth and ABC. Okay, good. Where are you now? Well, actually, you know, in the last 12 years, we've positively impacted about 500 people. Okay, story's over. Doesn't add up. No point in engaging with you any further, because clearly if in 10 years you're saying you've come with such a tiny figure, probably take you a couple of centuries to reach where you're talking about. So you don't seem to be someone who is credible. End of story. Very good. What else? Common errors, myths. Have you heard of something called? Very good. Oh, Venkatraman, Tamilian, Brahmin, must be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I'll go and talk to him in this manner. Zarir, okay, this, that. We conjure up stereotypes first in trying to tackle someone without doing the hard work of actually doing research and finding out the facts. The other favorite that I said, dazzle, and get a blank check. So your presentation of your cause and your impact and your story and your heart-wrenching story of how people have been taken out of poverty into this should be so powerful and convincing that apart from carrying 2 buckets and 5 towels for all the tears that are going to emanate from that audience's eyes, you also need to make sure you have a couple of pens for all the checkbooks that are going to be signed there. I'd love to sit and have dinner with any one of you who's been able to achieve this in a meeting. What else? IST. There's no problem if I reach half an hour late for an appointment. I work for an NGO, you know. What are you conveying? I don't really care about your time. So what are you telling him? You're just a tool or an instrument for me. In India it happens, you know. Traffic, cows, bullocks, pigs, morchars. I have 33,000 gods, so I can conjure up maybe 5 times those number of excuses for what went wrong, why I didn't. But it is a clear depiction of your lack of respect for an individual if you don't land up on the given time. Would you agree? It's the one thing that clearly says you're not important. What else?
Asking for the smallest possible figure.
Very good. You know, first time donor, first time relationship, $10 is okay, sir. Baad mein. I'll grow the relationship later. From 10 it'll become. You know what you've done? You've set the benchmark for the donor who believes 10 is fine. There is no perspective. Our orphanage has 80 children. There are 40 more waiting to get in, but we don't have the space. How many of these poor, abandoned, orphan children would you like to support for life and transform their lives? Is that perspective setting better than saying, sir, 1 child, 1 month, 1 meal, 120 rupees, sir. If at least start off something which is in that begging space. Versus talking to that person as an equal and saying, great, you want to do this, or we hope you want to do this. What is the scale of impact that you want to create and leave behind? And then see what response comes out. If you have to ask,
the person by asking for too less, and we may think that this is what you think can take.
you know, a lot of donors that I've come across that I used to interact with, and I would ask them, why did you give to these guys? He said, you know what? They're the first guys who came and asked. That is it. They came and asked. Second, I've had quite a few people approaching me, but these people have been the most persevering. So I realize that there is utter hunger there. The others haven't bothered after the first call. which gets me to another one. I can't keep following up. The guy will get irritated. Alright, so better make sure that you crack the deal in the first time. I don't want to trouble the person. He's a busy guy, vice president of an organization.
I'll speak from the opposite side here.
Yeah, sure.
I keep getting calls from various NGOs saying that my
Please donate.
support our cause. And I sit and say, will you please remove my name from your list? Because I am working in an NGO and I'm not
Right.
interested in giving.
Right.
Despite saying that, you keep on getting it from the same NGO every year. So that would be irritating. So it is on, the onus is on us to ensure that when a donor or likely donor tells you that don't, we should update our information. Which
Very
we
true.
don't.
Very true. The point here
And
is,
therefore, I think this so-called myth comes in. Because it is irritating. I still get irritated.
the kind of irritation that you're talking about is different from what I'm talking about. So if I started off a relationship, alright, and I met you, and you said, you know what, this makes a lot of sense, let me do one thing, let me come back to you in a week's time. And I tell you, alright, what are the kinds of things going on in your mind that you need to clear? Can I get an understanding? So you say, okay, 1 is X, and 2 is Y, and 3 is Z. And I say, perfectly fine, take your time. What's a good time to call you on a week later? We made that commitment. Then there is no question of anything becoming irritating, because that is what you and I decided that we would do. It's perfectly fine. But we have this sense, and I'll tell you a crazy example. I started working with a non-profit about a year and a half ago, trying to help them with their marketing plans, and looked at what were the kinds of responses, how would they engage, how were they communicating, and went through a few of their questionnaires or sign-up forms for particularly something, and there were tick marks on, yes, I would like to donate. So I went through a lot of them and I said, okay, so what's the action that's been taken here? So the founder didn't know. She said, hang on, I'll ask. So whoever was the relevant person was asked, and she said, letters were sent to them within a week. I said, okay, then what? Then nothing. I said, why then nothing? These are people who have written that they would like to donate. Did somebody call them? No. Why not? No, if they want to donate, they'll donate. Now how much more? I'll send them a letter and there is a form there. If after that they don't donate, then? This is after a person saying that, yes, I want to donate.
I think it's both ways, because I think this myth of irritating is on this smaller thing that comes.
It emanates from that mutual self-respect. That guy is more important, his time is more crucial, mine is not. If I call, it will be irritating. If I send an email, it will be irritating. It's because we ourselves have decided that our self-respect and self-worth is much lower than this donor. Why? On what basis have we come to this conclusion? So, all of these then are symptoms of that. The other thing, one message and one vehicle fits all. All of you are fundraisers. Some of you have 0 experience, some of you have 12. Right in this tiny room, we have such a range of segments of people. That's how life is, that's how audiences are. So if you think one message and one medium is going to appeal to all, it'll crash spectacularly across all segments, because you're not speaking the language or effectively to any one segment.